What's going on, guys? Pegasus from the Wise Guys, and I'm here with Paul Empty Jar Cooper.
Let's go. Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
Hey, man, it's your world, bro. We heard you did some things. So
oh, man, yeah. So somehow, surprisingly, I went to a regional in St. Peters, Missouri. It's like about 200 players, 8 rounds, and I happened to make top 4. I went 6-1-1. I played against all meta decks, 1 cash tier, 1 branded, 1 gold punk pride, MetaMats, Lich, and then like a few other like random decks. And I was started 5-0, lost round 6 to cash tier because I only played the one, thank God. Just my inboard just wasn't so good against cash. Like my inboard against everything else was like fine, but cash tier, they have these big monsters that can just summon and attack before they even do anything, and most decks don't do that. So if I played against another cash tier, I probably wouldn't have got so lucky. But I think my biggest advantage was people just didn't know how to play against this deck because these cards are, came out years ago and it's not meta. So people was reading cards while still trying to combo and play, and so they was making missteps about it. So
I think people got thrown off because it came out during the pandemic.
That is true. That is true. So, and then as soon as it came out, Block Dragon got banned. So when it got banned, the deck went away like quite fast because it got banned pretty quickly. So many people didn't even have much time to actually play with the deck, especially if you didn't even play it at the time. Right. And then ever since then, it never had its real success. But yeah, so those are the matchups. Shout outs. First of all, shout outs to Wise Guys. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all subscribe to your boy. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City area, we're here. Shout out to KcCard Cards.
KcCard Cards.
Yes, sir.
Store coming soon.
I actually posted a video today, more explaining a little bit more in detail. So if you guys want to check out some interesting content, check out my channel, KcCard Card. My homie might probably like link it in the description, possibly. If not, it's cool. But yeah, shout out to all the supporters online, and that was just following the journey, and I'm somehow just got super lucky. Like honestly, like I only won 2 die roll out of the 8, and I kept going second, and I played a stack of hand traps, and I guess it stopped them enough to where I was just able to OTK. Because the 2 times I did go first, on the 2 times I did win die roll, I lost those games. So maybe this might be a go second deck, because going first, you don't really have nothing broken. So if they kaiju or live golem you, then like
just build around the analyzer, I guess.
Yeah. So let's get into this. 40 cards.
Yeah.
We got a 3 small world, 3 analyzer.
Damn, you get straight to it. Small world.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we playing 3 small worlds basically because I see these all as, so these are essentially your 1-card starters, and then these are your 1.5 starter. They search for any monster in your deck. Since I built my deck on the way to regionals that day on Saturday, small world could have had some better targets. I definitely should have had a kaiju in my deck because that would have helped me beat the cashier player, or even purely, or just decks to have a boss monster I can just small roll into it and hit a kaiju. So for my updated list, definitely everyone should play a kaiju because you play small world. With 9-1-card starters, I see this deck kind of as like super heavy samurai. We got the non-starters. These are 1.5, so these are. I guess
can just get you there.
Yeah, can get you there. And then here's your other like 1.5 starters. I only played 2 because I was, make sure I was just, make sure I keep them down to 40. But I definitely should have played 3 because it's just 1.5 card starter, and it's always good to hit. Like when you're excavating off your miners, you definitely want to hit this card because it just sticks you to like everything that you need, and it gives you access to analyzer. So maybe like, because this is from like 2 days ago, which is technically the last format, so I haven't updated it. I'm just showing you like the list that I made top 4 with. But there are definitely some changes that I noticed. For example, I played 2 of this one. This one was cool. The best thing about this effect was just like its second effect, where I was shuffling my Dragite, which is level 8 water one, back into the extra deck, and I put this on top of my deck so I can keep recycling that level 8. But me drawing this card,
guaranteed hit too every time.
Yeah. But the only thing though is I kept drawing this card and I kept bricking with it because. So for my new list, once I make some changes, I probably won't play this card because it's not an Earth. Because I kept having this and this, like Doki and this. If this was an Earth, discard an Earth, get to this gets into everything else.
It was in the way.
Yeah, it was literally in the way, and like you never want to just Doki, discard this, and some of the other ones. So. And the draw effect wasn't that relevant because I kept getting drawled. I mean, we was in a draw format, so this never really unless if I start a small world, I get drawled. Well, then this literally becomes a blank in your deck because it literally does nothing. So even for new format, if I get drawled and this is in my deck, then it becomes literally a normal monster. So just for that long reason itself, probably won't play it again. Then we got the 3 suppliers, essentially just an extender. When a rock monster leaves the field, you can special summon it, and it searches for basically your nib protection, or for going second. It just helps you put this on the board. So like if you happen to use a miner's effect and you summon that, then you can press the board. You don't have to worry about nib or hand traps. The whole time I didn't get nib to where it hurt me or it, like ended the game or anything like that. So I think that card is very important. That's probably why it did well. Also, sometimes I can even start my turn with this, like start with this, you know, especially from a researcher. This, you know, protection against all the hand traps that was in that format, last format. So these are very essential. I played those at 3. Then I've only played 2 of this one. This one was cool. It's large edition normal summon, and it comes back from the graveyard. So essentially a 2-for-1 card. Definitely probably cut these 2 for a third one of this, and probably a third one of that, and maybe like put in like one like not Fossil Down. That's the one like the barrier statue, Earth barrier statue, where it starts your opponent's special
draw.
summon. Yeah, I might consider playing one of those just in case if I ever can get to it, my end board where I haven't used this effect yet, then I can use that effect to summon like, you know, the barrier statue. Then I have negates with you can't special summon from the deck, which means you have to waste your battle phase, and so that might be a consideration. But yeah, these cards just didn't work well. But yeah, I played no super heavy samurai cards in my deck. I know I got like a lot of comments and everyone was asking, oh, I want to see the list because super heavy samurai cards, but these are the cards that you need. Like these are mandatory, and these are just for consistency. Consistency. Just additional names. Then you need, you know, minimum like 10 to 13. I found a sweet spot of 9 tuners, so I played 13 for the weekend, and so I mean, there's literally no room because this right here is 24 cards, and then the rest is just hand traps. So the hand traps, you played 3 ash, and these were the MVP of the deck because
branded.
Yeah, branded. Imperm was the best hand trap in the deck, and I'll get to that in a second. 3 draw, super heavy samurai. You can catch cash players off guard sometimes, and just random decks that we searching. Nib was also MVP too because people just kept walking into it or just didn't know that I played it.
They disrespected it.
Disrespected it, or you just didn't know what I was playing because you're already seeing these old cards, and then you don't know which hand traps I'm playing or how many 9 engine I can fit it in. So
and to rock.
Yeah, so I fit in all these 9 engine, and I'm so happy that I ended up playing 3 of this because I was gonna do for the new list. I was gonna play new list. I was gonna play one of this, the spell, and then the trap. But I'm happy that I played this, you know, to say like a good farewell bye to it.
Spell and then the trap. You think that would have been worth it, maybe, or not?
Well, because it's part of my combo, my inboard combo, which I'm gonna get to. Basically, like the lambda combo where I can search for one of these. You know, I just want to have options. Maybe probably one of this and one of the spell. But the trap just would have seemed cool. I just want to, you know, probably test it out. You know, just the regional. You use the regionals a lot of times to get practice and try things out. And so, but yeah, these hand traps basically were fine. I do kind of wish that this draw was Valor's because against that cash player, you know, shout out to him. He ended up winning the whole event. I kept getting draws stuck to my hand. If this was Valor on his unicorn, I would have been fine. But he just kept getting into unicorn somehow, or either open it. He'll open it, use the effect. I'll draw him. But then he gets cash closure, defend mirror. He makes like Shangri-La or XYZ, and it just was a lot too much. But if I Veilered him, this would have been a pass turn a lot. But and the reason I was saying about the Imperm, Imperm was good because of the zones. It negates the zones, and people still just, you know, maybe maybe get nervous or in the moment or too intense where you just kind of forget how things were. But prime example real quick is that I play against the Brandon player, and I Imperm something, I think Aliber or something, right? And he had some trap card that tribute hero monster for cost. But the Imperm was already in the grade.
Branded Beast, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And so
he's like, I didn't read it. It was game.
Yeah, well, because I didn't believe. I was kind of in a weird position, but yeah. So I activate that, you know, top of Aliber, and then he flipped over this trap to his monster for cost. I'm like, all right, that's cool. He's like, all right, well, do use the effect. I'm like, well, this is Imperm zone, and unfortunately, like, shout out to him because he was like, nah. At first, he was trying to be like, nah, I wasn't there. I'm like, bro. It's literally it was right there. He's like, okay, man, yeah, okay, you got it. He pretty much just scooped because so this right here. And but then when I play against like this LS player, the last round, he had floodgates, and I put it in a floodgate that I wanted to stop. And so this just has multiple purposes. You can draw for your turn and stop like a Rise Hearts or just a threat. So yeah, clean 40 cards. There's like I said, we'll make some changes because this is a very, very rough list. So I don't know how I did so well. Well, I know I did so well. People just didn't know the cards, and like people just didn't like respect the deck. And
he's like, nah, let me tell the truth.
And Nib just went crazy, bro. So
it's a rock too, bro. For
and that's the other thing. For your small war bridges, you minimally have to at least play 2 because it helps you bridge like your entire deck together with this rock in some kind of way.
Because his defense stats or something like that.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's like a rock and it's not earth, basically, is how you get to any of your monsters. And then you can also get to some hand traps some kind of way. You can like do this, to Gamma to grab something. So, so here goes extra deck. We got Exciton. This card went crazy. I Exciton somebody for 7. So he picked it up. It was the GoPro Punk dude. Shout out to you, unfortunately. He picked it up, read it twice, because I summoned it, used the effect.
You know I've been playing that deck, bro, so you hurt my feelings.
Yeah. I summoned it, he read it twice. I guess maybe it's an older card. I don't really know, or if it's not used. He read it twice. I was like, use the effect. And he had the one, the fusion summons, and the one synchro summon. So I'm pretty sure he could have made a second Aim Punisher.
Yeah, he just snatched it off the field. With
something, I don't know the deck that well, but he could have done something. And he had 3 cards in his hand, so he could have, I don't know. So I was like, effect, he's like, okay. So what, I got 3 cards in my hand. I'm like, oh. So you didn't read the whole card, did you? Because it counts the field. And since I went second, I only had like 4 cards in my hand plus this. I had 5 total. He had 7 and 3. He had 10. So I'm like, everything goes to grave. He's like, really? Picked it up for a 3rd time. I was like, and then after that, you know, you just blew up the board, attack made Zeus, and then still had plays to do. So that was
Exciton and the Zeus. That was crazy.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah, we got the Zeus. These right here just was insane. We have the Grand Searcher you're rocking your deck. Then we have Dweller. I didn't summon Dweller once, so this probably would be a side deck card. I thought it was gonna be part of my end board, but like I said, like I built it that morning, I didn't know what my end board was gonna be. So definitely should be side deck because you don't want to blind just make this and then you face against Cash Hero or some Elish deck that I played last round. So probably shouldn't have been in my side, extra deck. So probably just side that. And then so those are all the XYZs that I played. For the links, we play IP. Unicorn Access just was really nice. You can end on this, and then you can unicorn them. And this one for game like a decent amount of times actually. And you was able to pop card before you even went for game. So I was thinking about playing Boral Sword and had this be anything, so I can like IP into Boral Sword. But the fact that this can get to 53 is pretty nice, and it can pop card. And then my end board a lot of times was just it was usually Baron with like Guardian and like this right here. After I already Omega to rip card, I searched Gamma. But then when I played as a cashier player, I had something similar to that. But all he did was like something like a big dude. Then he cash toshes into the Scareclaw in defense, and he's like attacked over this, attacked over Guardian, and like he's like broke my whole board with 1 card. So like that's why I got destroyed by him. But everyone else was fine because they couldn't put up a big monster to get past like what I had, and so. But yeah, it worked really well. It definitely worked for that event. Then we got the Baron, we got the Excel. You know, these are pretty cool for your Link 10s. Then we played the 3 Adamancipator actual rock monsters, which is the water one, the wind one, and the fire one. I wouldn't play the fire one again. I only summoned it twice because it doesn't really do much. It's only for follow-up, right? And to use the second effect, you need to get to Ash Blossom, and, you know, consistently you're not going to do that. So this should have been Coral Dragon because I could have made another level 6 all the time. Then I could have made this live even more without me even seeing any waters in my deck. And then I wouldn't play this again because I never summoned it. But the idea is that if you're comboing, you can like get to this on the field, but you don't want to end with it because like it has 1,000 defense. And a lot of times I didn't have IP. I usually would just have Lambda, and so I couldn't protect it. Just enter battle with it. And so
can I ask, is Crystal Wing a waste?
No. So Crystal Wing is one card that I would play because I was missing a level 8 synchro besides Savage because a lot of times I wouldn't have one of these links in my graveyard. That I can just like make. And also I can make it like mid combo just randomly. Like I would have like this right here. And I can make Crystal Wing real quick and then continue my combo uninterrupted. So Crystal Wing definitely should be in my deck.
But it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter somehow. But yeah, Crystal Wing, and then I think just like probably like cut this out for probably like another level 6 or another level 8. I'm not sure. Maybe Savage. Savage seems pretty cool. Onto the side deck. The side deck went crazy. So we had to have the back row hate. I was already apparently ready for the new format, but because you know this is at 2, but I didn't have room, so I only played the 2. Then the 3 evenly. I played against the Elish player, and these went in really good. And against Cashier player, I entered battle. Ended really him. He got rid of everything, and he had a Rise Heart, that trigger, and I had Gamma. So I got rid of his entire board, but Rise Heart, and I gammaed him, and so that was a nice play, but I still lost the match, and so I don't know why I even brought that up because I still lost. But hey, it was a very nice play, right. At least.
I don't know why the hell I brought that up. He's stacked anyway.
Yeah, he's still 2 OB, so but it was a nice play I did to him. So any cards that my hand traps don't cover, just Dark Ruler like any random board. So if it's a Super Heavy Samurai I kept playing, I can just Dark Ruler down. And then we have the 3 Bestials just for like the Mathematics deck or just Dark deck, a branded deck. Gimmick Puppet somebody if they don't like banish the Gimmick Puppet. And then the MVP of the entire side deck. And the reason why I think that this deck performed as well as did is because this past format was just all the only card you need to worry about was shifter and droll, and well, I side shifter because shifter I don't really use my grave. Like all these excavating, especially some from deck. Like yes, this is a graveyard effect, but this is only 2 of your deck. This right here can only trigger if Earth leaves the field, but like
doesn't have to go grave.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, these cards I don't use my grave like that. So I shot this myself, and the cashier played game 2. Made him go first, and he started with this card, and I'm like, thank you, because he is a -1 because I don't use my grave. And then that's where I even lead him did that play. I still lost, but the point is, the point is that like people just don't know how to play against the deck or what I'm doing or know how to side against it, and so I think that was the primary reason why I topped. And then the last thing I'm gonna say is that one guy like Product Prosperity into draw will only have Small World, the blue guy to draw, and then the supplier to search, but I don't always get the supplier or the blue one to draw or Small World. So sometimes I'm not even searching at all. And since I didn't play Coral Dragon or anything in my extra deck to draw with,
so that's why you had a good matchup against everybody.
Yeah, everybody, because they had like draw. They was drawing me. I'm like, cool. You just discarded a card. That's fine. I will get shifter. I'm like, cool. Thank you. Now like your cards will get banished.
Oh, that's tough.
Mine don't matter. And so, so I will be continuing. I'm playing this in the original next weekend, but I'm gonna do some updated changes because this performed really, really well. Like I 2-0 most of the people that I played. I literally 2-0 most of the people I played, and I barely went to game 3. Besides the one that I lost and the one that I happened to draw.
So let me ask before we get out of here on the Lambda. I had a question about Lambda. Do you start your combos and put Lambda on the board?
Well, if I happen to get to Gamma, if I already have Gamma, then yeah, most definitely.
Like if you knew you were going to be able to play freely. I mean, it's going to be different now because Gamma's at 1.
Yeah. There's sometimes I definitely would like activate something in my minor or just special summon something and get to this immediately if I had Gamma.
Because you have so many extenders.
So many extenders, and if I activated a minor and they didn't stop it, I mean that should eliminate like Ash, Imperm, and Veiler. That should eliminate those automatically. So now they're stuck with like probably Imperm Nib or just Nib and stuff like that. So yeah, you get to this and people, because Nib was pretty popular because they only get zone 5 zone locked. So yeah, just as soon as I could get to this and I had Gamma, absolutely. But even this is part of my import anyway, so I'm always going to get to that at some point anyway. So yeah, that's the list, and just if you want to just check out the updated list or just more content about rocks, just like make sure you can just check out my channel if you like. I'm starting back up. I took a long hiatus, but now that we're back, we're active, we're playing, we're having fun, and we're just trying to top these tournaments, man.
Empty Jar has returned.
Let's go.
We out.
We out, y'all. Peace.
I ain't putting this shit in the description though.